Hello there and welcome back to this new video. Today I'm flying this beautiful Minotaur frigate. It's the Vigil Fleet issue and I love this design. Like, this is honestly one of my favorite Minotaur designs. It just looks so cool. It's so nice, symmetrical, and it just looks very spaceship-like, and I really enjoyed flying this ship as well. It's absolutely magnificent and I had a ton of fun flying it. I got some really nice fights for the video. So yeah, let's just quickly take a look at the fit. I went with something kind of standard, but not quite, because the usual standard is double warp with a warp disruptor. This fit is probably the second most common, but to be honest, I couldn't come up with something that I liked that was more different, and I think this is breaking the meta enough, you know? So I'm rocking with 2 rocket launchers and a 200mm autocannon in the middle. Afterburner T2 because the speed is the most important, therefore only an enduring web and scope warp scram though. I could T2 these, but I like the price as it was, like not too expensive. I wanted to keep below 25 mil, so I'm happy with T1 weapon scram. Medium shield booster, as well as an armor wrapper, so like basically big breaches style. I have a ballistic control 2 and a damage control 2. 2 bulkhead rigs that I could have also upgraded to T2, but kept T1. But like this, I had enough calibration left, so I could go for a T2 damage rig, which I liked a lot. So together with my Hobgoblins, I have 234 DPS on explosive. Heated, that's 265, which is really nice. 1 minute 25 of cap, and really good tank potential with both shield and armor. So yeah, really like this ship. Of course, I have nanites, cap boosters, all kinds of different ammo for the autocannon and the missiles and cargo hold. That was honestly the biggest pain because I always had to sort out which is ammo, which is loot. And, you also have quite a substantial amount of buffer, so you can tank for quite a while. I really enjoyed how much tank potential this ship had overall. So yeah, what can you attack with this? Pretty much anything. I like that you can pretty much slide in on anything because the ship bonuses are really interesting. You get the web range bonus to 20 km overheated on just a normal standard web, no bling. And the other nice bonus is that you get an explosive rocket damage bonus. So specifically when you fight armor ships, you have the big advantage of having extra damage on the Nova rockets. Like if you see, if I look Mjolnir Rage, you lose about 20 DPS. On the heated guns, on the non-heated guns, it's from 217 to 234. So yeah, it's basically a 20 DPS difference between any other damage and explosive damage, so especially against armor ships, this is really good. From T1 frigates, you can fight them all easily, no problem. Navy frigate, you can. The biggest problem you have is with the Artifier tail, with Rail Comet, and with certain Hookbills, but most Hookbills you can dunk because you have just superior tank and superior DPS and superior speed. So yeah, that's really nice. Against T2 frigates, you can pretty much tank them all as well. Surprisingly, I did not expect that when I flew this ship at first, but you will see later in the video, it can actually take on a lot more. And from destroyers, you can pretty much take on all the T1 destroyers, on the Navy destroyers. The Cormorant Navy issue is pretty much the only no-go, because it has too much range. Catalyst Navy and Thrasher Fleet, you can outrange both of them and shoot with Javelin. But since you don't have a scrum at that range, they can always leave, so you need to play around there a bit, keep them interested. Fortunately, I could not get a fight like that for the video, but I know it is possible because I tested it, and against the Thrasher Fleet, I could put enough range to survive. I just couldn't kill him. So yeah, that is possible. And yeah, now I'd say we do the wheel spin and then get into some fights. Oh yeah, cruisers, you can take any cruisers that are not rapid life fit, because you have really high speed, so you can pretty much outcheck anything. And you can easily exchange an autocannon for a Nosferatu if you're not sure if they have a nude or not, and you'll always pretty much win that unless they have friends. Again, I could not find a good fight for that, but yeah, that's definitely doable. So yeah, wheel spin and then enjoy the video. Have fun, see you in a minute. Alright, first fight. This is probably one of the most interesting fights you can get in any ship. It is a mirror match, Vigil Fleet versus Vigil Fleet. but he was kind of the standard fit that you would expect from a Vigil Fleet, which is double web, warp destructor, kite. We had fought before, so I knew that he was going to try to javelin kite me, so I just did the same. But I know that I have a shield booster and he only has an armor ripper, so I have the advantage because we are both shooting Nova at each other, but I have a naturally high resistance in shield for Nova, so I can just shield tank while he has to armor tank, so my shield reps are more effective than his armor reps, and like that I'm in a really good position here. I'm still struggling with tank, but he is struggling with tank way more because he's already heading towards hull, and I'm still hitting him really, really hard. I had to heat my afterburner here a lot because I wanted to make sure I stay close enough to actually secure the kill, which almost caused it to burn out, but I have a tiny bit of heat left and I can put that on the scram now to, yeah, just secure that I keep him there. And you can see, even though I had the big advantage of having a shield booster, it was still a super freaking close fight. And it was actually because he was in a very expensive Vigil Fleet, but that was a great fight, so yeah, GF dude. This next fight is also quite an interesting one. It is quite an outnumbered match. I'm fighting alone versus 7 Merlins. I decided to take this fight and I asked them in local, hey guys, wanna fight? Because I thought that would be really interesting to test that out. And yeah, they are just ramming me and WD fits, so that makes it a bit harder for me. But I hope that I could just pull them apart a bit, you know, and then shoot them one at a time. Maybe take them down, a few of them, one or two at least. I kind of had the small hope that I could pull them apart enough that I could kill them all, because they wouldn't catch up to each other in time. But unfortunately, because they were all on WD fit, I wouldn't have that long time to deal with one before I would have to deal with the second one, you know. But Jal Emma here came a bit too close at the beginning. Should have probably turned around here and killed her quicker to then switch on to the next Merlin. But I still wanted to try to keep my range, you know, by webbing one and scrumming the other. So I got Jal into very low shield, but then had to switch. Let my drones on Jal, but switched my damage onto the other Merlin. And then the third Merlin came close, and now it just started getting worse and worse because there came too many too quickly, too close to me. Couldn't control them all. Still controlled most of them, but then when 2 more arrived, I could not really do anything anymore, especially when they all got their webs on me. But I just heated DPS, heated Afterburner, and I knew I still had all my tank left, so maybe I could still do something here. I also noticed Jal came close again, so I switched everything to Jal to hopefully take that person down at least. And now I also start to struggle on tank a bit because they all start hitting me. But Jal was still in low shield from previously, so even though I burned my Afterburner here like a noob, I did manage to take Jal down rather quickly. Now I did not shut my armor ripper in time, I should have done that earlier, and I would have survived longer, because, spoiler, I died. But I did see a chance here that I could take at least one more down, and in fact I did take Udeti down with me, and shortly after I died, but not before I got some real big damage onto iProfit 2k and almost took him down as well. Still got it to half shield, but yeah, that was a great fight. If I had played it a bit better, I think I could have gotten a third one, but I'm happy with getting 2 Merlin kills for a Vigil Fleet. So yeah, that was a great fight, and with that I could evaluate more the capabilities of this ship. Same thing with this next fight. I was kind of nervous going into a Comet because Comets are just so strong. Until at the beginning I didn't realize that he was double web fit, so I switched to Orbital Fenjet to hopefully avoid some blaster damage like that. If he had just void loaded, he might struggle a tiny bit with tracking. But then he started pulling range from me, so I decided to do the same, like, okay, you want to play at range, why not agree to that? I later found out he had null preloaded, so he actually wanted to play at range to maximize his tracking. But here you can just see the amazing damage of the Vigil Fleet issue just ripping right through that Comet, especially with that bonus explosive damage. I'm just hitting him really, really hard. And I'm out of shield boosters and I'm out of cap, but I just spam my armor rep to get an extra bit of cap and an extra rep cycle off. Did get one off here at the end, but it didn't really matter anymore. With 6% hull I managed to live. That was super freaking close. But yeah, after killing a double web Comet, I knew that I could deal with pretty much any normal Comet pretty easily, at least if they are blaster fit. I killed quite a bunch more of blaster Comets, but I didn't include any more fights of that because it's just always the same. Orbit at 8,000 kilometers and win the DPS race against them, even if they load null from the start. So yeah, that's that. Next fight is against a Thrasher. I decided to slide in on him. I had been chasing him for a few systems, and he finally decided to take the fight in this small, so he could position inside, but I decided I'm not gonna not fight him when he gets the range control. I'm just gonna slide into him, and it was the correct decision because I can pretty much keep him at range. And even though autocannons have really good range, you can still see he's just getting grazing and glancing shots. He's not getting the perfect penetrating shots, even though autocannons have good range. So yeah, I'm pretty much at the good at 8 kilometers, and I can take him down. And yeah, GF by that Thrasher. And there's the Comet, pretty good fit. I like that fit for the Thrasher. Okay, next fight. This was another one I was nervous for, because from what he was doing, from what I saw on D-scan and from what he was saying in local, I realized that he went to a safe spot, launched a mobile depot, and refitted to kind of fit me. And he decided to go with a missile guidance disruptor. But since he was armor fit, and I know I have pretty good tank on this, I decided to still take it. And the Vigil actually gets an application bonus as well. So even though my heads are a bit reduced here from the application, it doesn't matter enough to really do something, and I could just punch through his reps. And here he actually tried to pull range from me, but he wasn't quick enough, especially not with my heated afterburner, so I could just get close to him, grab that loot, and yeah, take him down first of course. And there's the Comet. See that missile guidance disruptor and the tracking disruptor refit in cargo hold. I was a bit nervous about that, but yeah, it was fine in the end. Okay, here's another interesting fight against a rail Comet this time. I knew he was rail because I saw him on the station and I could look at his weapons. I did not expect him to pull range so quickly, so fast. But that just proves how fucking strong the rail Comet is. Like, it goes 700 meters a second while webbed. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure he used an overclocker and perhaps even snakes with it. But yeah, I did not really have any chance against that. I was trying to maybe get at range, start shooting him with Javelin. Perhaps get out of that railgun range because I have the longer web range, but I decided it's not worth it in the end, and I just recalled my Jones and decided to warp off. He could have scammed me here if he had paid more attention, but I did manage to get the warp off, so yeah, GF to you, and next time maybe I get lucky. Next fight, this was against Worm. Another really scary fight. I wasn't sure if it was Kite or Brawl fit, so to be safe I preheated my warp scrambler, and he turned out to be Brawl fit, and luckily for me he had nothing, like absolutely nothing, to plug his yam hole, so you can see my missiles are hitting him really, really hard. Sorry his drones, but I'm pretty fine here. The nice thing about the Vigil Fleet issue, especially with the double tank, is that if you get shot by something that damages your armor a lot, you can shield tank, and if you get shot by something that damages your shield a lot, you can armor tank. So yeah, if you get shot by Nova rockets, for example, you can mainly shield tank, and if you get shot by Mjolnir rockets, you can mainly armor tank, and like that maximize your tank potential. So yeah, that I took that one down. So GF to you. Next fight is against the Hawk. I was also really nervous about this. This clip is sped up to 150% as well because it took some time. First I tried to pull range to just see what he would do. Then I realized, oh, he's shooting javelin missiles at me. So he doesn't know what... Well, he thought I would pull more range. So in that case, I can just get close to him and start hugging him. And here you can see, because he's shooting Mjolnir at me, I'm armor tanking. Because if I shield boost there, it doesn't really bring a lot, but you can see he's barely scratching my armor with it. And now he completely stopped shooting me, which tells me that he is in reload, which takes 10 seconds on the Hawk. So I'm getting ready to take a lot of damage. But it is not that much, so I'm actually pretty much fine still. He's shooting Scourge Javelin into me now. So still not the correct ammo. The correct ammo would have been Scourge Rage, but maybe he was afraid that I would pull range from him again. So he wanted to make sure to hit me with Javelin, and that also helps with the application, just to make sure he can hit me even though I'm moving really, really fast. Now he's finally dropping into armor. I'm also dropping into armor, and I'm starting to run out of cap and out of nanites, but he's already pretty low, so I managed to take him down. And that was really a surprise to me because I did not expect to take down a Hawk in this, but it can, so that's a great surprise. The pilot wanted a rematch in a Damavik, which is really interesting because you don't get to fight those very often. a nude fit and a warp disruptor, which is a bit of a curious combination. I haven't seen that before. But the Damavik has a weird slot layout, so you have to make some compromises and do some weird stuff to make it work. I was punching a lot through his armor. I was doing big damage to him. He was also doing quite big damage to me. But here comes another big disadvantage of the Damavik. The Damavik has very, very bad range. So when he started flying away from me here for a bit, I decided, okay, I'm gonna use that for my advantage and also start flying away from him, because now he can't shoot me anymore. And all the damage he gained from that Shiglavian spooling weapon is lost again, because as soon as you're out of range of a Shiglavian ship, all the damage they spooled is immediately lost again. So when he starts shooting me again, it's all gonna be gone. So yeah, now I just get close to him again, start jamming him, and get overheated damage on him to hopefully break through his armor tank before he can nuke me or something. So yeah, I do get him tackled again, the web back on, and finally start shooting again. And in a second, I think I'm gonna start overheating my DPS again as well. My shield booster went deteriorated in the meantime, so I'm just tanking on my last nanites on the armor ripper now. And I was quite nervous here, and I'm really happy I did that spool reset, because otherwise I would be in real trouble here. I was hoping for a second maybe my shield and still gets out of reload, but it doesn't look like it, so I was getting ready here to leave. I was starting to line out, ready to just warp if I had to. I already initiated warp when my last volley killed him, so I stopped my warp again, and yeah, there's the kill, man. GF to you, dude. That was two great fights, and I wish we could have done a third, but yeah, unfortunately I had to leave for real life. Okay, next fight. This is against Leaf and Nightfall, a dude who I really respect. Great pilot and great theory crafting. I love how he comes up with the weirdest stuff to try. In this case, he was flying a double tracking disruptor, well, guidance disruptor in this case, Crucifier Navy issue, which reduced my range to almost nothing, and I did not realize this at the time. So I never checked how much range I have. I thought he was application disrupting me, but I'm not sure. I think it was really close to being out of his range. But I had like 1.5 kilometer missile range, I think, so I could still barely hit him. So now it was just a race against his newt, see if I could take him down. And yeah, I'm just happy that I usually just automatically orbit 500 laser ships, which actually allowed me to apply any damage here, because otherwise I would have been completely out of my range. So yeah, GF to you. It was a great fight, and I love to see like completely off meta, like no prop double guidance disruptor fits. That's great. So yeah, I'm just going back for the loot, and on to the next fight. The Slicer pilot, he usually always runs from me, but this time he had an H-on buddy with him, and I decided to go for it anyway. Funnily enough, the H-on left, but I don't think the Slicer saw that right away, because as I said, usually he runs from me, but this time he decided to fight me. And he was in a weird Brawl fit, and I was really confused here, because I got scram on him, but look at his speed. He's moving with 1,100 meters per second, while webbed and scrammed, and I'm barely just catching up to him. He's doing a lot of damage to me. I was like, what the hell is this? Is this a 10-man Slicer? And only now I'm just hitting his armor, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be close. And now I have to also start shield tanking, although it is not as effective as if I could just tank with armor tank. But yeah, now it's just, let's overheat everything and hope, because that is weird. But luckily his armor goes down really quickly, and now it's just getting through his hull. But it looks like I'm going to win the DPS race for now, and I do manage to take him down. I was so confused, like, what was that? Then I later had time to check the kill mail, and there it is. He had a 1mm Abyssal Afterburner and double overdrive, and I'm pretty sure he had an overclocker as well, because he still had one in cargo hold, so I'm pretty sure he used one of those. But yeah, that speed is crazy. Going 1,100 meters per second while webbed means that he has a base speed of 2,200 meters per second, and that is just ridiculous on an afterburner. Would have liked to see what that afterburner looks like, but unfortunately it didn't drop, so yeah, I guess we'll never know. But yeah, that's all the fights I had for you. Vigil Fleet is definitely in my top 10 ships, and it's definitely a 10 out of 10 in overall PvP performance. Absolutely love how it works, and I'm definitely going to fly that ship again, because it's just amazing. And I definitely suggest you check it out as well, because so much fun. It's so much fun. It's definitely, yeah, I definitely suggest you try it out. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, and Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and see you maybe in the next video. Bye bye!